Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. I showed this card a little while ago on social media. My lovely customers wanted to do some early Christmas cards, and I had a few questions about how I'd done it, particularly how I'd done the pot at the bottom. So I came up with a magical way to do a little pot, so I'm going to share that with you today and how to do this card. Fantastic card for using up scraps, as you can see. Now, I'm going to start with the background, which is done with the holly embossing folder. So I'll bring in my Big Shot, and I'm going to take off the thin die adapter and just use the main Big Shot platform for embossing. If you've got the old style platform, you just want no tabs or tab 1, depending on the thickness of cardstock that you are using. Right, I'm going to pop that through. And it just gives a really nice background for this card, a little bit of interest, which looks nicer than just having a plain background. When you look up close, isn't that pretty with all those holly leaves? Fun to colour in with daubers and things as well, that one. Okay, so we're just going to glue that one straight onto the card, and the cardstock I'm using is half a piece of A4, and it is folded in half, and this is cherry cobbler. So that's cherry cobbler and a very vanilla layer. There you go. Then we're going to take a piece of early espresso, which is going to be the tree trunk. It's a little bit long, so I'm just going to cut that shorter, and then I'll tell you a bit of a vague length of that. So about 4.5 inches, something like that will be fine. And this is a 1/4 inch wide, this little strip of early espresso. Tombow glue onto there, and I wondered whether I'd struggle to stick the layers on with Tombow because of the deep embossing, but it sticks on just beautifully, so that's fine. So we're going to start off with making the pot. I'm using the paper I'm using is the Christmas Speciality Designer Series paper, which you'll find in the big catalogue. You get 24 sheets in a pack for £11.95. It's a slightly lighter weight, but it's a lovely paper. And I'm going to use this. This is the Medallion Flower Punch, not what you would think of necessarily for doing a flower pot or a pot to put the Christmas tree in. But what I wanted was some diagonal angles, and this actually gives it to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top 3 petals and fold those down, burnish those with a bone folder, make sure I've got that straight, and then I'm going to take the bottom, the opposite one, just a single one, and fold that up. And unfolding those, I'm going to go from corner to corner from the ones that I've just folded, 1, 2 and 1, 2 on the sides. Can you see where I'm going with this? Now I need to just cut a little bit, trim a little bit off on those 2 sides. Put a dot of Tombow glue, top and bottom, and fold those in. And that makes a perfect pot every time. So I'm going to take my little pot that I've just made, pop it up on a couple of dimensionals, and pop that at the bottom of the card. And then at the top of the card we want our star, and I'm using the medium star punch, and I'm punching that out with the gold glimmer paper this time, just to give it a bit of sparkle. Last time I used the regular gold foil and put some rhinestones on, but I actually like that little bit of glimmer. Okay, and now we're going to do our tree branches. Now, to be honest, there isn't really a measurement as such of these, but I know some people feel more comfortable with a measurement. I told my ladies when I taught this, it was big, then a bit smaller, then a bit smaller, then a bit smaller. But actually it was around about 3.5 inches for the bottom one, around about 3 inches for the next one, around about 2.5 inches for the next one. I'm just cutting this down in the corner, and you can see it's very vague. And about 1.5, 1.75 inches ish for the top one. The width for these is around about a 1/2 inch, but again you can see it's not that critical. I've got different widths, and actually it looks quite nice to have that. If you want it very even, you can measure and get that perfect, but for me with this project, actually the fact that it isn't quite even, I think works well. Fantastic way, as I said at the beginning, of using up your paper scraps, and you can build your Christmas tree any way you wish. Pop that one on there. There you go. So I want to put some greetings on there. So I'm going to reach for my Very Vanilla, and the stamp set I'm going to use for this is Holly Jolly Greetings. Again, it's in the big catalogue. As I say, I taught this to my customers a little bit an early Christmas. We had a jolly in July, and so everything had to be out of the big catalogue, but you have got all the choice now of the autumn winter catalogue as well. And I'm going to punch these out with the classic label punch. So we've got the word Christmas, we've got Heather, and then we've got Merry. This would also work with the word window if you have that punch. And I've stamped those in cherry cobbler ink. And then we're going to put a little bit of dimensional along the back. The best thing to use on these is the edge pieces or the new strips of dimensional strips that we do from Stampin' Up, because they're quite narrow. So a whole dimensional is actually going to show at the front, which we don't want. And now you can do this whichever way you like. I'm going to show you a slightly different way than I did on my original, and then you can have a look and see which you prefer. So there you go, isn't that sweet? Now I thought I'd also like to bling this up a little bit with a bit more of my glimmer paper. So I'm actually going to get a 1/4 inch punch here and punch a few little circles out. Oops. Use all my little edge bits. Oops, sorry, I'm off the camera there. Use my little edge bits, and just use whatever little circle punch you've got. Will work fine with this. This one collects all the bits, which is quite handy. So now I can just put some little dots on. Of Tombow glue, and stick those on, and we've got a little bit more bling then going on. I missed that one. And you can go to town, you can use some of the new enamel dots, you could use pearls, you could use rhinestones, but I quite like this glimmer effect one. And the final thing we need is a little bow on the pot. And for that I'm going to use my very narrow ribbon. This is a 1/8 gold ribbon. This again is in the big catalogue. And tie a little bow. And the easiest way to stick bows on like this is with a glue dot. And you press the bow onto the glue dot, it lifts off with a glue dot on it, and then you can put that on your pot. If we look at my original, I actually put the greetings over the top of the coloured pieces. Here I've put them in between. So it's your decision as to how you want to do it. But I hope you've enjoyed your visit to Elizabeth's Craft Room today. And I look forward to seeing what you've made using this design and using up all your little scraps of designer series paper. Thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.